Welcome to Pimp My Website. This is a new segment that I'm going to try on this channel where me, Ran Segal, a designer, is going to redesign or at least try to improve the website that you guys are sending to me. So I just asked my followers on Instagram. If you're not following on Instagram, you can check it out here and follow, and asked them what website do they want me to redesign or try to improve, and I've randomly picked this website. So this is the website of, I'm not actually sure how to pronounce this, Untitled. Looks like an agency that pretty much offers design sprints and some kind of innovation services for corporates. The website is it's not bad a website. It looks pretty decent. There's a few things here that I think we can improve. And so let's try and do this. This is the first time I'm doing this. Let's see how far we can progress in like 20 minutes or something. Basically, what I went ahead and do is try to rip off or at least download some of the resources. I'm using CSS Piper, which allows me to basically download the resources and see what colors they're using here. So this is going to be pretty useful for me. And I'm going to try and do this on Adobe Xd. I'm trying to get into Adobe Xd. So we'll try to play with this, see how this goes. So let's get started with the beginning. I like this hero image. It's a pretty good photo that looks pretty professional. However, there's a few things here that I think we can go ahead and improve. First of all, the navigation bar. I don't really like that it's black, but more of that, I don't like this layout where there's rectangular and the text is actually lower and not really aligned centered. And also there is kind of capital letters, but they're bold, and here they're not really bold. So nothing is really aligned here. And so I think we can do a better job on the navigation. And also here, there's services, which I think is okay. And then design sprint. It's easy to understand that they offer design sprint, but then what's in the services? Then there's careers, which I think is, why would you show career to potential clients? If you're focused on making this attractive to clients, put the career back in the bottom or somewhere else, but this is not. I think that the website should appeal to, first of all, clients, and then I would take off the career. And contact, I would make this look a little bit more sexy or attractive, because otherwise it might get lost here. And in general, there is no call to action here, which I think will improve. And then there's this like slight white thing here, which I guess is supposed to show that we can slide into the next section, which is good. It's a good practice to let people know that you can scroll. However, maybe we can do this in a more pretty way, because this way we don't see anything but a white strip, so it kind of looks like a little bit of a mistake. So let's jump into Adobe Xd and start playing around. So let's see. I do have the hero image here. Actually, it looks much better without you can see that they've put a dark overlay to make the text readable, but I really like the photo without the dark overlay. So maybe if we can just make sure that the text is placed on the top where it doesn't cover people's faces, we don't even have to put in the overlay, which would make this nicer, I think. So let's put it on here like this. Again, I'm not super familiar with Adobe Xd, so I'm going to discover this as we go along. I want to make some kind of a mask here. Let's assume this is the hero section. And how do you mask them? Make component. How do you mask? Mask with shape. Bam. Gotta love the help thing on Mac, which allows you to find within the thing. Okay, so I'm going to reposition it because don't want them to be too at the bottom. By the way, you see that the top is pretty dark as it is. I don't think that we need this black thing. Maybe when you scroll down, the black thing would appear, but right off the top, I don't think that you need it. So let's put in the logo. Let's start with the logo. But actually, sorry guys, I'm going to take the logo into Photoshop just because I need this to be either centered or maybe even bigger. I think it will look better. Let's try to. I don't know why the image has so much space on top of it. It just takes file size, and there's no really necessity for all this space. So let's assume this is something good. Ideally, you would like to have the logo as a vector, but I don't know why they brought it in as a PNG. This is a logo that could definitely be a vector. All right, I think this will look better. We'll place it here. And then for the navigation, so let's pick a font. This is, I don't know what font it is, but it's just general. Let's pick something that looks a little bit like this. So let's put in a type and do services and make it white. Can you write white? No, you can't write white as you could in CSS. And place this. Let's try to pretty much match the font. So let's zoom in. Let's do something bold. So right now by default we have Helvetica. This looks something a little more maybe like Futura. No, this is too much. Maybe Avant-Garde? Avant-Garde? I don't have it. ITC Avant-Garde? Yeah. That starts to look something. If we have more bold, it looks, this is not too bold, but demi-oblique, no. So just demi. Okay, this doesn't look very far. I'm not going to waste more time on it. So let's do font 25. No, 21. Okay. That looks not very bad. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this on here. And we had services, we had design sprint, print. And then for the contact, as I've mentioned, I want to get rid of the careers. And for the contact, I'll do a call to action that looks something similar to this. So let's go here and make a rectangular. Round corners, okay. I'm trying to use the general Photoshop shortcuts, which by now seems to work fine, which is nice. Let's copy the color from here, this green color, and paste it here. All right, and design sprint. Let's see if we can bring it to the top. Gotta love it when the shortcuts work. All right, maybe we'll do this. I think it looks okay. So change this contact. Should we make the button smaller? Maybe. Let's say that's okay. Let's group them together and make sure the spacing is equal, and then maybe we can bring all of them here. Okay, so I think the navigation looks simpler now. Let's go to the title. Now that's something weird here. Turn ideas into action faster. I don't like it that we have only one word in the line here. There's actually no reason to break the line, and this kind of creates what's called in typography widow. So let's take this. I actually like the mix of kind of serif font with the vibe of the sans serif font. So I think there's a mix here of two fonts which I like. So let's try to stick to this. Actually, you know what? With I love Avant-Garde, so I like it that when I put it in, it looks good as well, right? Let's do, if we make the font bigger, 60, and we don't want it to break a line. Yeah, I think this looks definitely better. And you know what? Let's bring it down a bit so we have more space for the title. Still looks good. So let's look for a font now. I'm trying to think about a font that I remember that is serif. They use source, I think, not source code. Source serif. Do we have it? I have source sans source serif. I don't have source serif. Do I have Garamond or something like that? Garamond. Damn it. Let's try to find some serif. Bodoni. That's probably not the direction that we're going in. Is it too serify? And maybe it's Adobe Garamond. Adobe Garamond. Yeah. The problem here is with this search. I was searching for Garamond. I don't know why it didn't find Adobe Garamond. All right, so let's try and make this bigger. Okay, this looks pretty decent now. Turn ideas into actions. Now here with this text, we help organizations stay relevant by shaping and building enjoyable experience that better serve their users. I think this is not bad. I think organization is a bit vague. I would try to be more concrete. Now, I don't know these companies, so I don't know exactly if they're big companies. Here they mention corporates, which, big companies. I would say big organization, stay relevant. Yeah, I'm going to change this just to try to be a little bit more kind of like concrete with this. So let's do this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this one because I want to stay with the avant-garde, but this time it's going to be light. I don't have light. All right. And let's say this is not bad. I can turn it into a paragraph and then make it this way. Okay, so one more thing here that I had a problem with is this line is way too long. It's too long. And then you don't really understand why the lines are breaking. So it's pretty weird. But I think this way of breaking the lines will look better. Now I have to say, it does get a little hard to read here because of the green. So I might, instead of just darkening the whole image, which I didn't like, maybe I can just give a gradient color, just like a gradient. How do you do a gradient here? This is just a solid linear gradient. Got it. Okay. So let's say from black into black, but without opacity. Okay. And we're just going to put this on the top, right? Okay. So, because I want to be able to see the people. However, we don't want to go from 100%. That's way too much. But we do want somewhere, I'm just going to put it this way, just so we have a little bit more darkness here, so the text will be more readable. So let's see. Oh, no, and for some reason got a border. Okay, so let's see before and after. So if we, without, it's a little bit easier to read the text. So I think I like it better than darkening the whole image. Now, one thing that I do want to have here is another call to action. I do think that it's very important to put a call to action even inside the context of the hero. I would probably say, not contact, because we say contact here. So I would maybe say something like, schedule a call or something like this. Schedule a call. I'm pretty sure, or book a call, because I'm pretty sure I misspelled that. So book a call with us. Yeah. Or it can be learn more or whatever you want, but make sure that there is a little bit of a call to action here. Now I want to make the round corners rounder. How do we do that? Let me select this rectangular. Where is the round corner? So it's 22. So let's make it like 100. Yeah. Okay. Now let's take the book a call. Okay. Okay, so I think this looks good. Now we've also mentioned the white thing here. I don't want to put the white thing. So let's just put in this kind of a scroll icon. A lot of time, let's go to Icon Finder and find the free scroll icon. Yeah, let's select a free one, a vector one. Yeah, this is an icon that you see a lot. So let's download this as an SVG and bring it in. And see. I don't know what happened here. Did we drop it in here? Okay. Let me see what happens when I drop it again. Okay, so it's inside the mask. No, it's not what I want. Okay, so I'm not sure in Xd how to throw in an element. Okay, here we go. We got it. Okay, so what I want to do, oh, I can see it has a line stroke. Okay, because it's vector. This is great. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this gradient. I'm going to duplicate it. Let's see, Command D. It works. And I'm going to rotate it so that we have here at the bottom an area that is dark, but actually darker. So let's make this really dark. Okay. And we're going to take this mouse, turn it into white. And when we make it smaller, we're going to decrease the border from 12 to maybe 1 or maybe 2 actually. Okay. Or maybe we can make this even smaller. Yeah. And this is centered to the page. Now I think this is enough. Sometimes you might want to, add a kind of a info like scroll for more, but I think this right now looks pretty solid. It looks a little bit cleaner than what we have here. I've removed the logo. I don't understand why you need to see it twice. So I do think the hero section now looks much better. Now we're moving in here, accelerating corporate innovation, identifying new opportunities. Now, and then you see the logos. So first of all, I think showing logos and social credibility, social proof is actually very important. I would actually make a strip out of them right here. So let's now make this page longer. Make it longer. And then let's see if we have the logos here. So those are the logos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, check. Let's drop them all here. Okay. So I would take these logos, obviously make them smaller and around the same size. But this is not really needs to be the same size. It needs to take up the similar visual space, right? And some of them are darker because there's more black in them. You kind of have to do this by eye to make sure that nothing looks bigger or takes more attention than the other logos. It's a bit of, let's say this is okay. Make sure they are spaced equally. Probably we have something here like space equally. Then turn them into a group that we can call logos. Logos in English, logos. And probably want to center that. And I'm not sure, maybe we can even remove a little bit of the opacity so they're not that dark. And you might want to say something like, let me duplicate this and turn the text into black. You might want to say something, some clients, our clients include. So that's not your only clients, but they include these companies, which I'm not sure if this is a German or where they are from. I don't know them. But it's good to have them. Maybe this can be actually smaller. Let's turn it into 18. But you have the logos here after you scroll, so immediately you get some social proof. They are legit. They work with clients. And then you move into the next section. I'm actually asking myself, what is the purpose of this section? What are they teaching me here that they didn't say up in here? Accelerating corporate innovation, identify new opportunities. It's basically, for me, it says the same thing. So it's a little bit more elaboration. They're putting in an image here. I would make this about something else, maybe about the company or about specific services, and then put here a button, our services, some kind of a call to action. Otherwise, why are you telling me this? So let's just try and create this new section. So here it's going to be black. I do like how they laid it out. Obviously, we don't need that much line height. So let's see. So accelerating corporate innovation. I like this line and this other text here. However, I'm thinking, does it need to be the same size, or maybe it can be a little bit smaller? So maybe let's do it 75, and then bring in a text that's going to be here. They've actually used serif for these two of them. I'm going to go with the sans serif that we have here, identify new, just to kind of keep consistency in terms of our typography. And I do like the line that they did, like the green line, so I am going to keep that. And let's see if we can take this color here. So that I like, but I will also bring in a button here that says about our services, because you want them to have more context about our services. Remember, you're always trying to drive them to take action. You're not just talking to them, you know, for no reason at all. So always make sure there is some call to action here. Oh, by the way, there's a border for the button. I didn't want a border for the button. All right. So now what's up with the image? I think that's really impressive. Great image on big screen. And then the image is actually smaller. Let's see if we can crop it somehow. Let's bring in the image and see if we can crop it around to get maybe a more powerful layout. First of all, let's see if this... Yeah, I actually think that if you make it bigger and take it kind of coast to coast, so we have this white strip here for the logos, and then we basically have, let's mask this because, you know, maybe this section is actually bigger. So I don't remember how to mask, so I'm going to use this shortcut, not make component. We wanted to mask. How did you do the mask? Mask with shape. I don't remember how we did this. Okay, so let's increase the image. Okay. And so let's assume that's the end of the section. We'll center this around it. So I think it will be more powerful when you're in the website and you're scrolling, assuming that's your browser. So you have a full screen experience. Then you see this logos bar, and then you scroll in and you get a big screen. Like half of the screen will be this image, which is good right now. It looks pixelated, but basically it's a good image. And then we move in to the next section. So what is the next section? All right. So I see that we are actually 20 minutes into the video. So I'm going to pause it here. I hope that, you know, you got a lot from seeing how I think about restructuring the navigation and the hero section. And let me know how you like this pilot of Pimp My Website. And if you're interested, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you on the next video.